Hello, good evening. It's Monday, so it's monthly make time, and we will be playing with our lovely little birdies. Well, our bird. It's one bird, isn't it? Well, there's two. Yeah, one bird. One bird. In May's monthly make. I've got myself all confuddled then. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be playing with our monthly make, and I'm going to be using my Distress Oxides with sorry, my computer didn't want to work then. So I'm going to be using my Distress Oxides and that gorgeous poly plate we got with May's monthly make. So should we get going? I think so. So let me choose. There we go. Right, so I have got in front of me lots of mess. Evening, Mum. Like I say, I've got lots of mess in front of me, but I have also got a little 6-inch card because these have been designed to work on 6-inch cards. They'll work on bigger ones, they'll work on smaller ones, but 6-inch was what they were designed to work on. And I've also got some colours. So what I've done is I've grabbed the colours from the colour combo. That's not the colour combo I did. I think it was actually. Yes, it was. The colour combo from Saturday that I shared. And if you're looking for some colour combos for your oxides, do check out our website. We are starting to build up a nice little library on there of colour that work well together. So I'm going to start off with these ones. I need my poly plate as well. I'm just going to move that over there. Now I can tell my poly plate's a little bit dirty, so before I do anything with mine, I'm just going to give it a quick wipe. Evening, Maxine. Now, if you've looked after yours, you won't need to give yours a quick wipe and a bit of a wash before you start. But because mine just get dumped in a pile, I'm just going to give it a really quick once over. Take any dirt and dust off it. It's always a good place to start, to be honest. Yeah, you can see don't even know what that is. It looks like embossing powder, to be honest. I'm just going to give it a really quick wipe over and make sure it's dry because I'm using my oxides for today. There we go. So it looks nice and dry and nice and clean is the main thing. So I'm going to start off with my palest colour like I would if I was using my Distress inks, and this is basically to create, don't know what that was then, create a nice little base layer. So I'm just going to start off with my cracked pistachio because out of my 3, back on my desk, my cracked pistachio is my lightest shade. So I'm just going to start with this one, and I'm going to go all over with this one. So just remember I'm working with oxides, so they do dip in the middle, so you do have to just make sure you go back and fill in any holes you've got. Now I could stamp that like that because if you look closely, there we go, can you see all that gorgeous texture you got on there? So if you were to stamp that, you would get all those lovely lines and things coming through. There you go, you can just about see it, can't you? But I don't want that. I want a nice kind of soft base to my image that I'm creating here. So I'm just going to give it a quick spritz with my spritzer until you can see it's starting to move. It's not quite moving. There we go. So it's just starting to move, and then got all wet. I should spritz my own hand then. If you want to, you can always tidy up as you go. And just take anywhere you're going to get inky pinkies or transfer colour that you don't want. It's a good habit to get into, but you know me. So I'm going to put this at a bit of a jaunty angle. I'm going to pop that down, and then we're just going to press. Just like that. And then I'm going to pick it up. There we go, and we've got some gorgeous different shades of cracked pistachio in there. I was going to say peacock feathers, it does look quite blue actually. I've got some bits of blue in there. And then I'm just going to wipe my poly plate over because we don't want to contaminate our next oxide. There we go. So my next colour is that lovely broken china. Just make sure it's clean, thank you. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ink pad and I'm just going to drag. Ooh. I thought I just knocked something over then. I haven't. I'm just going to drag it just like that to get some lovely texture going all over. So can you see I have just got bits of this. So if I hold that white card behind, there you go. You can see we've got some gorgeous different textures going on there. Yeah. And this time I'm not going to spritz it. So I'm just going to grab my one that I've already stamped. I've got some Rogue ink going on here, so I'm just going to take that off before I even begin. And then I'm just going to plop it down on top. Now, if I was working on my stamp press, I would know this is going to go bob on every single time. However, I'm not. I'm doing it by eye, because you know me and my stamp press, we don't get along. I don't like being told where to stamp, and that's what my stamp press does for me. I get angry at it because it stamps where I wanted it to stamp, but I didn't in the end, if that makes sense. Yeah, and then I'm just going to lift that off, and can you see now we have those lovely textures transferred over to our poly plate. Yeah, and then we're going to do exactly the same again. I'm just going to make sure my lids are on my inks. Get a good wipe down, and then just make sure it's dry. Don't want to be adding any moisture to your ink pads. We're going to add a little tiny bit of our wilted violet. Yeah, wilted violet. Can't remember my colours tonight. So again, I'm just going to drag a few little bits. She says a few little bits and then I get carried away. I don't mean to, but I do. No, right, I'm going to stop. I did only want a few bits, but what's that saying? Less is more. I never do less is more, do I? I get carried away. So I'm just going to pop this down on top again, or as close to. It doesn't have to be perfect. And if you notice, I'm only pressing where I've got my ink. I'm not going all over it because, well, there's no ink there to transfer. So, and then just gently pull that back. Oh, I am liking them colours together. There we go. And again, just make sure I clean my poly plate off. There we go. Right, so that can go to one side. And then before I do anything else, because this is oxide and I am going to stamp over the top of it, I'm going to make sure it's nice and dry, because we know oxide doesn't like being stamped over. So I'm not going to set myself up to fail. I am going to try and take away some of the errors that I know I could make. So I've cleaned my poly plate as I've gone along, so I've not got into pinkies, and now I'm just going to give this a quick dry, so I've not got any moisture when I put the rest of my ink on top. Do you like those colours together? They look completely different than the card I did at weekend, but they're the same three colours and they work just as well together, but they look different. There we go. So now comes the big choice, which way? I quite like that going up. There we go. Right. Got stamps all over the place here. I'm going to grab my nature. I do like this little saying, this little definition. And I'm going to go to my cracked pistachio because it's my palest colour, and then slowly build up my colours. I'm just going to add a bit of ink, and remember dipping it middle. It's going to come in. Don't think I want to do any more, do I? Decisions. You know what? I'm going to turn it around and do it that way as well. Stamping that top corner as well. So now it hasn't got an up or a down, has it? There we go. So we've got some nature going on. Again, oxides, make sure you clean your stamps. It is the only time you really see me cleaning my stamps, isn't it, when I'm using my oxides. There we go. So I've got my nature. I think I'm going to grab nature again. So I've got my word nature this time. I'm going to go to my next colour. So we did cracked pistachio, then we did broken china. And again, I'm just going to ink it up. Oops. Let me put that the wrong way around then. So I know I want it this way. So I have to just check that my nature's in the right way. So, oh, the decisions. I'm only going to pop a couple of these on. What I should have done is my nature's here, but that's okay. I got carried away stamping, didn't I? There we go. There's always a way to... I'm not going to add any more of them. Just make sure my stamp's nice and clean. And I've not touched that wilted violet yet because we're going to stamp our bird next. There. And I've ended up with 2 lots of stamps open. I know, naughty girl. So we will use this one. It's already on a stamping block. So I'm going to move that to one side. And I'm going to stamp this a few times onto a piece of scrap card. I didn't get a piece of scrap card out of my box, so bear with. There we go. And where's my black ink gone? There it is. So I'm just going to ink this one up. So I'm going to layer my bird this time. Sounds painful, doesn't it? Don't worry, no birds were harmed. There we go. And then another one. And then we're going to stamp it onto our base card as well. But before I stamp it onto my base card, I didn't dry it, did I? I didn't dry those last few bits. No, don't need that one again. I need my other bird. Right. then this one. And then because this is the one I'm going to be stamping over to create my base layer, I just need to make sure all these little bits we just stamped a minute ago are nice and dry. There we go. I do love that polyplate print. Right, so birdie. Let's get him inked up here. And this is the bottom layer this time. There we go. You could do it all one layer. I decided I want to do some layering tonight. And what you'll find is that centre circle fits in that centre circle. So excuse my head. It's easier if you do this. Right on top of it. Hang on. I'm making it more difficult for myself, aren't I? There we go. There. There or thereabouts. I think we're thereabouts. Oh, I could have used the camera, couldn't I? That's me trying to stick my head in. I could have just looked at the screen. Right. I'm giving it an extra press because I know we have got that oxide to contend with. There we go. He's not that badly positioned. I'm just going to give him a quick blast with the heat gun because we are going to add a little bit of shading to him. What I was trying to do is keep these straight lines so they were straight on the page. There we go. Right. So I've got my 3 birds and we're going to cut them up and then we're probably going to stamp another bird as well on top. So I'm going to go to my broken china because I want my background and my focal point, I can't remember the word, my focal point to work together. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of my broken china. There we go. And I'm going to pick it up. I'm just going to colour in these circles here. Again, I'm just making one side slightly darker than the other. There we go. Nothing complicated. In most cases, I just splodge it on and hope for the best. We can do exactly the same with our purple. I'm going to grab this birdie this time. And I'm going to leave little borders around these as well, so I'm not worrying too much about you seeing. What I am going to do though is just bunny hop that black line there. And I'll do the same on this side, so just bunny hop it. Come back in for some of the darker stuff. There we go. Just drag that up to that corner a little bit. Probably won't have seen it after I put the top bird on. Sounds like a competition, doesn't it? The top bird. Then just going to blast these again. It looks completely different blue there, doesn't it? Get that purple one as well. Right. And then whilst I've got them all here, like so, we're just going to add a little bit of white pen to it. So I'm using a paint pen because, well, it's on my desk and it's there. Otherwise I'd be rooting around for ages, wouldn't I? So I'm just going to start adding little bits to it. I would do if my pen decided it wanted to pop some ink in. There you go. Remember, we're going to be chopping quite a few bits off. So. Right, and then down here. Evening, Noala. Just like that. And then finally, I think I just want to add a little bit of pencil. So I need to do it on these as well here. Yep, and then the same here. Because I am going to chop these in half. I know it sounds painful. Should have done it before I did me a little bit of white pen. Again. Yep, just making sure every time I do it, I'm doing it on the same side as what I had it on the bit I've just chopped off. Right. Okay. Scissors. There they are. So I'm going to start with this one. And I'm just going to go round. I'm going to leave a little border on the bit, on the layer that's going to be shown, and then on the other layers I'm going to cut quite close to. So I'm starting with that bottom layer, which is those two blue. Circles. Again, I'm just going to go round. And I don't have to be worried about my cutting out, because guess what, we've got them lovely bobbly lines that forgive. Again, just leaving a little border. So that one's going to go on there like so. And then we're going to do exactly the same with our purple birdie. I'm going to get rid of some of that card from around the edge, though, make it a bit easier to cut out. So where I know I'm going to have something over the top, oh, I've just chopped my birdie's beak off there. I got a bit carried away. There we go. Nearly, nearly. I really chopped his beak off, didn't I? A bit mean. There we go. So you can see how it's going to start to layer up. And obviously we'll get our foam pads in there and everything. And then finally we need our other birdie. So I'm going to move those to the side. Let's pop you over there. And I think I've got a nice little scrap of card here, just big enough for our birdie, our other bird. Let's give him a name, shouldn't we, so we know which bird I'm talking about. Big bird and little bird. So let's just check little bird will fit on. There we go, and he will. So I could do this a different colour. And it'd look quite nice in a blue. I'm not, I'm going to keep it to black because I really want it to stand out. So I might even add some glossy accents over the top of him, or a bit of embossing powder. Either way, make sure I ink him up properly. There we go, and I'm just going to drop it down onto here. Oops. Sorry, my finger just went, or my hand. There we go, and get our lovely little bird. Well, bird. Let's just get this dry and then we'll chop him out and get him. We'll put little bird on big bird. But again, I'm going to be leaving a nice little border. There we go. I'm going to start off with the beak because I've already chopped one beak off tonight. I didn't mean to. Oops. I am taking a bit more care with this one, aren't I think it's because it's the top layer. Right, there we go. Might do a little nature saying as well in a minute. But they are really easy to do, aren't they, poly plates? You just whack your colour on and then go for it. So I think this is going to be all about foam pads, to be honest. I've not done a matte on this because I don't think it needs it, because you've got all that lovely colour. There we go. Last one. I got it stuck on my finger there. I was sticking to everything, but not what I wanted to. I'm just going to pop that on there. Like so. You know what I might do is I might just put a nature on there. I think I've got the stickiest foam pads ever. Just like to stick to me. Not sure about the paper, but they like to stick to my fingers. So I'm just going to come in and drop this on top, making sure I line everything up. There we go. And then let's get our other one. Oops, I'm going to turn that around again. So again, I just want to get this all lined up. Excuse me, noodle. There we go. And then we're going to put our little bird on top of Big Bird. Put that one down there. And then we just want to get this guy lined up. There we go. And then, where's my nature gone? But it's really quick, isn't it? You've got a beautiful background, super fast. And then, I've got a little birdie just sitting on top of it. Just want a little scrap. There we go. Oops. Grab my nature. Have a quick look round if I've got any black card that it wants to. Oh, I've managed to get ink everywhere on that because I wasn't looking properly. I've over inked it, so I filled up some of my gaps. Turn that around. Making it difficult for myself, wasn't I? As you can see there, I've decided to overfill my stamp with lots and lots of ink. Oh wow. Trying to waft that dry. Don't need to. To be fair, I made a right pig's ear with stamping that, so where's it gone? There we go. What's that saying? Second time's a charm. I've splodged it and all sorts, so let's go for it again. I think it's because I'm stamping it upside down, the word. There we go, that's better. Let's see if that quick. Doesn't look like I've dropped it as much this time. And I think I've just spied a little bit of. Should fit on that, shouldn't it? We'll just go there like so. And then we will grab my little bit of card and a little bit of tape and just pop this together. And we did that super fast, didn't we? So I do have another one cut out, another card cut out, if we wanted to do a really quick ombre using our distress inks, because you know how much I love using inks with my poly plates. Oh. I've really not cut that very straight. Really not cut that very straight. Yeah, there we go. Close. Put that down there. And And to finish this one off, all I'm going to do is chop that foam pad in half because I only got one left on my sheet. Don't look how scoose-griff that is. And then I think I'm just going to pop nature just down there, like that. Okay, so dead easy polyplate background using our colour combo from Saturday. So I'm going to do a super fast, even faster than that, Distress ink one, because this one you just whack your colours on and it works when you can find the right colours. So I have a bit of a route until I find my, there we go, those three will work perfectly. You basically want a yellow, orange and red. You've all seen me do this before because I do like making sunsets or sunrises, whichever one you think it is, because I can never remember which one it is. What have I done? It got bared. Yeah, he realised that there was holes in it, so he pops his finger through them. Yeah. I'd put a hole in it, so I knew that was my good one. And then Bear decided to sit at Birmingham the other week and put holes in the rest of it, like you do. But at least I know now which is my good one. Well, good-ish, because it is running out a bit. Right, so I have got my three colours, my yellow, orange and red, and I'm just going to go over, it is really quick this, so don't blink, all over with my yellow, she says, and then misses half of it. And then I'm actually going to work up from this corner. So I'm going to put some orange. Now don't do it this way with your Distress Oxides because you will contaminate them, and we really don't want contaminated Distress Oxides. Inks, get away with it. Oxides, nah. So you can see I just put a bit of my orange on, a bit of my red. You can see my three colours, so yellow, orange and red. The reason I do all over in yellow first is because if I miss any bits here, it's going to come out yellow. And then I'm just going to spritz it. So I am spritzing until I see bubbles. Yeah, so can you see I've got lots and lots of little bubbles. If it's gone to puddles, just wipe it off and go again, or just dab that little bit off. I'm going to just grab that there. I know I'm being very tidy tonight, aren't I? Flick it over, and the reason you want your bubbles is so when you flip it over it stays on. If it was puddles it'd be dripping everywhere by now, and we really didn't want that, did we? There we go. I'm just lifting it up towards this darker end, so if I had any loose ink, which I did, it's going to run to where it's darker instead of pulling it up to where it's lighter. There's that one. Let me put that down there. Told you it was a quick one. Give it a quick whiz with your heat gun. Now, can't decide which way I want this one. I think I might do it like that. So I do like it like that. Oh, the decisions. Ooh, that could look quite nice, couldn't it? So again, I just want this dry because we are going to stamp our bird straight onto this. I think it's going to go that way. It's taking too long to dry, it's making me change my mind. Right, there we go. Should be dry enough. We're going to grab our little birdie. Are we going to grab our little birdie, or are we going to do? I think we're just going to do very similar to what we did last time. I'm just going to grab my nature. Start off with this one. I'm going to go in with my yellow, which will be at the bottom of my pile. And I'm not going to go all over this time. I'm literally just going to pop a few little ones. Just like that. Grab my nature again. With, oh, I thought my lid was going to drop off, it didn't. Making me work for it today, isn't it? And then again, we'll just do that. Oh, it's very pale. I've only done two, it's going to bug me that I've not done a third. So we'll put that one there. There we go. I'm going to have to put three. There we go. And we'll pop a third down in that bottom corner as well. There we go. There we go, got my lids on. And then we're going to stamp our bird. Making sure I get all of it. Oh, I've got all of it and the inking, the stamping block as well there. Lots of ink. Get rid of that little bit. And we're going to come and stamp this right in the middle again. So my circle in the middle. I'm going to make my lines kind of straight-ish. Sorry, my hand's gone. There we go. I'm going to have to develop something with these. I don't have to press. Ooh. Right, so, oh, that's a bit skew squiff, isn't it? I was trying to do it nice and straight. Looks like our birdie's falling off there. Never mind. So let's get a little bit of shading going on. I don't think I'm going to do anything with the middle of our bird apart from, I do have a thing, don't I, about putting the other bird over the top. Oh, you are kind, Noala. It's very skew squiff, look. Pop him. But I suppose you had to be looking, didn't you? And you had to know I was trying to stamp straight, which, to be fair, me stamping straight is a novelty, so. Just add in a little bit. So you don't need to do much, do you, at all to this? There we go. I'm just going to pop a couple of little dots on. I'm sorry, I'm going to put a little birdie on as well as big birdie. Just because I do like little birdie. Nothing wrong with this birdie, it's just. He's not my favourite, but I do like him. Put that back on there. Grab our little birdie. And I think I might put bird on the side of there, just in case we didn't know by this point what he was. There we go. A little strip of card. There you go. I've not even put a map on this one either. There we go. I could have made this a lovely little single layer, couldn't I? There we go. Give it a quick whiz with a heat gun. You do get different looks, don't you, from your oxide and your inks. Yeah, I've just had a thought. Bear with one moment. There we go. So he's going to go there like that. And he's next to me. I wonder. It does, doesn't it? No, not quite. If I'd have thought about it earlier, me just because would have fitted in there. Off our flower ones from a few months back. So that's going to go on there. Like so, but me just because. Look nice down there. I know I'm being naughty, I'm bringing in other stamps, but you've probably got these in your stash or something similar. I have a bit of a just because down there. And I don't know whether I want to have my bird or not. There we go, bit of just because going on. It's nice to send a card just because, isn't it? Give somebody a smile. There we go. I don't think I'm going to add anything actually into that corner. So I'm just going to grab some foam pads. Ooh, I've got some super fat ones. Saw the lovely Gav from Jellybean at weekend, and he had his foam pads with him, so it's like, right, stock up. Just stood and laughed at me. But yeah, but they're really good. There we go. So I'll pop that on there. But how quick is that? We have got two lovely little polyplate prints, a super easy one and a little bit more time consuming one. But even then I don't think it was that time consuming, was it? It was would have taken longer if I hadn't chosen my colours beforehand. So we have our little birdie. It's going to stick over my big birdie. And I know I keep doing this, don't I? One day. I just love how it looks. You don't have to put little birdie over big birdie, but I like it. Right, so there you go. You have your distress. Oh, wow, well, you can really see. Oh, look at the difference in my foam pads. Whoo! They're like mega pads, those ones. Right, so anyway, I'm obsessed with foam pads, aren't I? we have got oxides, inks. Both look amazing, but look completely different when you've used them with your polyplate. So this one I've gone for textures. This one I've just gone for a bog standard ombre, 3 colours, bit of a spritz, and stamp it. I was going to say slop it on. I'll be a bit posher and say stamp it. There we go. But there we go. I do love that bird. It is a really, really simple stamp to use, isn't it? It's one of them that you don't really have to do much with it. As long as you've got a lovely background, it does the rest for you. Do you like them? Thank you for joining me tonight. We'll be back on Wednesday at 10:30 in the morning. Not sure what to do, so if you've got any questions, queries, anything like that, or want to go over something, let me know. Give me an idea what we want to do on Wednesday, and we will do that. What else have I got for you? That's it, I think. Back Wednesday 10:30 with whatever you fancy doing. So do take care, stay safe, and I will see you on Wednesday at 10:30. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.